Okay, so this topic is already presented maybe 15 minutes ago. Okay, so let's talk why this market is involved in these chips. Not talking about the uncle chips. Okay, so first we have to think that what is this all about. Whether leave it about this build and buy thing for a few minutes. Okay, so uh, let's talk about this. Once we get up, right, in the morning, we use our mobile phones. Okay, then we use the lift and elevators. When we use our cars, we see our advertisement hoardings and all, right. So we are surrounded by the all electronics things, which are using these ICs, chips, and all, right. So one dialogue comes to my mind, like it is from the Three Idiots. So what is machine? Okay, it is similar to as what is chips. Okay, we are surrounded by the chips, but we, as a user perspective, it is very small thing. But when that engineers comes to over there, that chip, it is a very huge, complex thing for the engineers that we have to debug, we have to verify it thoroughly that when it comes to the end user, it doesn't face any difficulties for that. Okay, suppose that we are flying on an aeroplane. Okay, it does have some bugs in the chips which is using that all the controllables are right. So it comes to the user, it may face the problems that aeroplane goes over the wrong things and all the wrong things can happen, right. So before making any chip, we have to first think that whether that chip is where it is going, whether it's user friendly or not. It should not contain any kind of bugs so that the user faces any challenges, major challenges or not. And when we decide that we have to make the chips, okay, so it comes with the idea what we can create. Like someone has thought about the mobile phones, right? That we can create a thing, a device that can use to connect the world. Okay, before it is not there, we are using that letters and all things, right? So idea, it is the origin of the chips. And nowadays there are new ideas are coming in a lot of fashion, right? So new ideas, new protocols, everything comes, and each new protocol is, what is protocol? It's not just a word, but it contains so many things over there, and it depends on that what the end user or end product it can be. A single protocol can be used for maybe more than 1,000 products, okay, but with different perspectives. Okay, it doesn't have the same application. It may be used for widely spread applications and all, or it may be specific concentrate to a single product itself. Okay, so depending on that user application and depending on the use cases. Okay, so it depends on the use case or use product, the end products, right? So nowadays we are when it comes to the protocols, we are having so many protocols nowadays, like from the AHB, XIH protocols and all, USB, PCI, Ethernet, AMBA, SPI, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, so many things, right? So all, it is not related to only mobile and computer things, but it is always connected with other applications as well, like in automobile as well. Okay, so when we are using our cars, right? Not in the future when that it will be having an automatic parking system, autopilot and all. But now the simple thing, that music player, right? It does have the audio system and all. It does have the chips and all. That anti-lock braking system, and nowadays it comes with all the cars, right? So it is also using the small thing that is controllable by some controllers, which is not, but it's a chip. Okay, so we have to think about that why if we are surrounded by the chips and all, right? So we have to whatever the product companies and the companies are there who are making these chips, they have to come with the plans that whatever the products we are creating, it has to reach on time to the market as well. It doesn't contain any issues, or it should be a proven thing and all, right? So So uh, let's think about that. Why not only about the product company as well, but there are so many companies which focuses on coming with the selling the products as a verification IP to the product company, so then they can beat the market thing around, right? So on the both of the perspective, it is good for buy or it is good for build. Okay, but let's discuss the few points on each of the regards, and we'll discuss that what is good for or whom it is good for buy and whom it is good for build. Okay, so let's see these. So there are so many things which comes when we are going for the verification of a when we are creating a product. Okay, so when we receive the specifications, okay, so it starts concurrently with the verification as well in the design, that we have to come up with the architecture, microarchitecture, design, and all, right? So it is already started the verification at the same time. Okay, so this is a complete chip design and development cycle. Once it reaches to the volume shipment, after that it can reach to the complete end product. Okay, so see, the verification is here to here. It is almost more than half. Okay, so the most of the time consumed is in the verification only. And in the verification as well, there are so many things that we have to think like that. Okay, so after the verification as well, we have some validation, testing, and all these things, right? So we have to do the complete verification process before it ships to the end user. Okay, so and in the verification as well, there are so many things like in the test planning, test bench development, creating and running test case, and debugging and all this. So when it starts, when we receive the specification, right? So it has to we have to define. Yeah, sure. So I was talking about the verification, that it takes the huge time in the complete cycle. Okay. So in the verification as well, when once we reach the specification, so each test case, so we have to come up with the plan that how will we are gonna verify this thing. Okay. So most of the major things that we came up with, we have to start with the test plan. We have to abstract the features, that what are the features that we have to verify. Okay, and then again we have to do that how that environment should be, whether it will verify all the features or not. It is each of the test cases that are gonna exercise each feature and each of the part of the RTL, right? So it should be compatible or not, and then so most of the time goes in the test bench development, as well as in the creating and running the test cases. But the huge time is spent over the debugging. Okay, so debugging is also a crucial thing while we are verifying anything, right? So suppose that we are using any model or any VIP, okay, for the verifying our product or a protocol, and if we don't know about that verification IP or any VFM, then obviously we are going to spend some more time in debugging as well, right? If we got that the failure message comes from the VIP, but we don't know that how what is the issue in that. Okay, so if we haven't provided any debug signals or any debug interface from the verification IP or from the VFM, so obviously we are going to spend more time on that, as well as in the simulators as well, simulations. The simulation cycle, it's not a real-time cycle, right? So if you want to run this specific microsecond simulation, it may take 1 hour, 2 hour, or it may take huge time. It depends on that how that verification IP or how the coding is done. Okay, there are a single code, or you can say that a single piece of logic can be coded in multiple ways, right? But it depends that how effectively you code it, right? A fresher can code it, 10 years experience can code it, but there you will find the differences over there. Okay, so it depends on as well how they have coded that things, and there are so many companies in market which are having the same verification IP. Okay, so what is the difference between that things? You can say that there are maybe 10 vendors who are selling the same protocol verification IP, right? But each verification IP has the differences in terms of this. What are the features in they are providing, what are the debug interfaces they have, and all. So it depends that our product requires which extraction or which features, right? So each then we have to come up with the features that our product has these features list. Then we have to ask that vendors that whether the VIP is supporting that feature or not. It may be possible that in future we may have some more features in the same RTL. Then that VIP is compatible to exchange that features. They have to incorporate that features and all, right? So it comes with all these things. So in debugging as well, see, I told you that debugging will take a huge time. If we have our homegrown VIP, then it is possible that whatever the errors and what are the challenges we are facing, it is easily solvable with the discussing the verification team as it's nearby, right? So, and the verification, if we have bought the verification IP, then we have to ask for the support and all. And it depends on that how we have bought the verification IP, right? It may be with the collaboration of the verification vendors, IP vendors and all, or it may be the simple one that we got it with the free of that simulator license and all. But it doesn't have the support, so we have to face the challenges in terms of dealing in the verification, right? So let's come to the main topic: why choose build? So obviously, if we are buying any verification IP, it gonna cost us huge, right? So it depends on the protocol complexities. If it's a complex one like a PCI or USB, right? So the cost may be huge one. And the verification IP, what the verification IP developers are there, right? So they are in a single VIP, they are incorporating all the things, what all the features are there, right? So in the PCI, there are so many versions of that, so many features of that. No one are no. I think nobody was using the same features all in a simple single product, right? But as the verification IP developer, they have to incorporate all, right? So obviously they are providing all these things is a bunch of bundle, or it may be a different things that they can give us as a add-ons. So obviously it's gonna cost more, right? So another thing is due to specific customization. See, each specification has, suppose we are creating any products, right? It may be compliant with the standard protocols as well, but to be competitive, we are modding some more features on that, right? So that more features, if we are buying the VIPs from some another vendors, then they have to give the support for that, right? So we are sharing that features with the verification vendor, IP vendors. So the potential risk comes that we are providing our confidential information to the verification IP vendors, right? So it may be possible that that thing is shared with some another things. So the competitors may get that thing, and our privacy is not the privacy one, right? Another thing is verification challenges with the third party in terms of the timings and all. As I told you that if we are using some third party VIPs, right, we have already created our test bench and we are creating some test cases using that third party VIP and all, and we find some issues, or we are not able to utilize that VIP as it comes with the user guide only, right? So some corner scenarios and all, right, we cannot extract it from the user guide. So we must have to ask the verification IP vendors that how we gonna from the verification IP vendors, and that support it may take the time, right? We have sent one mail to the verification IP vendors that we require this support. We have to verify this feature. It comes with the time. When in homegrown VIP, our VIP team is over here only, so we can straight away I ask them, and they are going to provide the solution for the same in the minutes or in hours, and right. So in terms of times, that it depends, right? Another thing is availability of the VIP. So obviously, and each of the companies, like it has some its own legacies, that I'm gonna my company is using the same methodology since over the years, right? So my team or my employees are used to that methodology or that similar only, right? If we nowadays the UVM is all trending, right? So all the VIPs that comes with the UVM only. But suppose that my product is since is from the 5 years or 10 years of span, right? So we are using only Vera or OVM thing, right? So we have to migrate to UVM thing. So my employees doesn't know about the UVM thing and all. So whether to go for the UVM and teach that UVM to my employees, or we can just straight away ask for the OVM VIP. So it may be possible that whatever the languages or what are the legacies that we are following, it is not available in the market as well, right? So at that time we have to think about that we don't have any situation like we have to create the verification IP for by own ourselves, right? Because it's not available in the market, because already all the vendors are migrated to the new things. So at that time we have to think about the homegrown VIPs. Yeah, one important thing is verification environment, right? So if we are using the verification IP from the another vendors, so obviously they provide the hooks to verify the features there may be, okay. So that hooks or APIs that we can use to create the test cases for that, right? So suppose that in future it may be required that this VIP is not providing or is not sufficient for our requirements, and at that time changing the VIP is not possible because all the test cases are already using the APIs which are of the verification IP, okay, from the third party. So if you want to change the VIP, then we have to change the complete environment, maybe in the test cases and all the sequences and whatever we have created using that VIP, right? So it's a time consuming job, obviously. So it is not possible at that time because already we have spent a lot of hours, lot of time on that. So it's better to go over that homegrown VIP at that time. So yeah, I say that it's a changing of the VIP. It's not possible at over that span, right? So we have to think that yeah, we have to go for the homegrown VIP or the verification IP. But obviously, it has some benefits or it has some disadvantages as well. That we'll talk in that next one. That what things we have to check. Why choose buy? So in normal things, there are lots of protocols and all are coming up, right? So each protocol comes with the complexity and all, and time to market is the very crucial thing. And suppose that we are maybe 5 years before, we have to create one mobile phone which is using the Bluetooth and all. Okay, so at that time Bluetooth was a new protocol. Okay, so we are developing the protocol which uses the Bluetooth because it's a trending one. But we spent a lot of time in the Bluetooth IP or SoC verification, and we came up with the Wi-Fi. Okay, so nowadays no one is using the Bluetooth; they all come with the Wi-Fi. But our product is not ready at that time. So what we have, whatever the investment we have done, is gone. Okay, so time to market is very important. So if we are gonna create a homegrown VIP, obviously it will take the time, right? So it will delay the verification process as well. So it's better to have the third party VIP at the same time so that we can start the verification at the same time, right? Another thing is expert team. So if we think about the homegrown VIP, then we have to think about the do we have that protocol expertise over here in the same company? Do we have anyone that do we have any verification expertise, verification IP expertise? Do we have protocol expertise and all? If it is not available, then obviously we have to think about third party buy buying things, right? But if it is available, then we can think about that, right? Then ready to use environment. Obviously, the third party verification IP, it comes with their own environment and ready test case and all, right? So if we are gonna buy that verification IP from the third party vendors, we just have to install it. It's a maybe 1 week, 2 week task. Okay, so it reduces the verification time in terms, okay, in terms of um, maybe month or two. Grown VIP. If it's a complex protocol, then it may take 6 months or maybe a 1 year time to create that verification IP for that protocol, right? But see, if we are buying that verification IP from the third party vendors, then we can just integrate it and use it in the within a 1 week or 2 weeks. So it reduces the verification time as well. So ready to use environment, obviously the third party VIP comes with that only. It also comes with the compliance testing as well. So in the third party VIPs, we already have the compliance test cases. So we can directly straight away verify that features in the same thing, right? So whatever the standard protocols is there, right? So they have their own compliance specifications. So it should be compliable to these things, and it is mandatory thing. So whenever we when we want to certify our product, right? So we have to go over that IEEE members and whatever the protocol or who have created that thing, right? So we have to prove that our product is compliable with that compliance testing. So they'll test our product and say that yeah, it is compliable to that thing. So first thing that we have to come up with that it's a it is verified using that compliance test or not, right? So it is a benefit in the third party VIP is that it is comes up with it, so that we can directly straight away use it and verify that compliance testing, right? So and yeah, quality matters. See, that thing I already told that if we are gonna use that our homegrown VIP, then we have to find the people who are have experiences in all these things, right? So and if we think that yeah, it is gonna use only in our company only, right? So that mentality comes with that thing that it's okay, we can use it, we can use the patch thing and all, right? So and whenever it comes to the third party VIP vendors, right? So they are taken all these things, all these small things that this product can be used in anywhere in the industry, right? So it may be possible that they are using this language, they are using that language, they are using that methodology and all. So and obviously the simulators as well. So they think about that this piece of code requires less time in simulation and also this thing can be used in different methodologies as well, can be used with the different simulators as well. So they do the research and work on that as well when we have to sell our product. So for them it's a product. Okay, verification IP is a product. So they do take care of all these things. While if we are gonna use the homegrown VIP, if we are gonna use that VIP to verify only our product, right? So that mindset doesn't comes over there, right? So that quality thing, obviously it's a crucial thing. So when we are verifying our product, then at that time we have to think about that as well. If we have the expertise in that verification IP development thing and all, then we can think about that by creating the homegrown VIP as well. Okay. So as I told you, it comes with the compliance verification suite. Yeah, the important thing when that verification team and design team both are in the same company. Okay, so whatever the discussions we are doing on the protocol thing and all, right? So it matches, right? Let me give you an example. I have to create one logic for that, okay? And I am thinking since half an hour that how I can do that. Okay, and suddenly someone comes that there and tells me that, yeah, you can do like that. Okay, so he has provided me one solution for that. And if I try to think another solution for that, it doesn't come. It's a human mentality that it always finds the easiest path, right? So if he has a solution, then he never thinks about the another solution. Or it's a hard thing, that it's a complex thing that we have to find another thing for that same problem. And in our world, that a single problem has so many solutions, right? But it doesn't comes over there. So if we are, our design team is there and our verificationist team is there, right? So both are discussing the same thing, then it may be possible that both are wrong, right? So the probability of finding bugs from the third-party vendors is more compared to the homegrown VIP, because the thought process is totally different. They haven't communicated even once while they're developing the DOT and the RTL, and while they're developing the verification IP. So yeah, and re-architecture, it may become that when we are doing the homegrown VIP, right? And we have certain kind of expertise over there, but it may be possible that after some time, when we are in the middle of that verification IP development, we came to know that this feature has to be part of our verification IP. But that feature is that much of complex that it cannot be used with the same environment. So we need some maybe patchwork, or we can have to modify the complete environment, verification IP environment. And obviously it's a very huge thing, right? So we cannot change at that time of the verification environment completely. So it may be possible that we have to re-architecture the verification IP, and it is not possible over that time because already we have spent so many hours on that, right? So it may be possible, but we cannot say that it always comes, right? So which may delay the verification process, complete verification process as well. So we have to think. We have discussed that why we can choose that we have to build the verification IP. There are some benefits over that, right? While in the buying one also there are some benefits over there, right? So yes, if we are working, we are not working on a product, and we thought like our product should be the verification IP. Then we have to create the homegrown VIP and we have to sell it, right? But if we are working on some product that comes to the market or reaches to an end user, then that IP has to be verified with some sort of verification, which may be using the homegrown VIP or maybe using the third-party VIP. But at that time, we have to choose that whether to build or whether to buy, right? So let's conclude that. So for whom it is better to build? So what are the verification IP developers, maybe vendors, you can say. So it is better for them to create the homegrown VIP and sell it. And apart from that, they can obviously use or create their own end products using the same verification IP methodology. But we have to take care of that things that it should be separate thing. Whatever the RTL guys are there and what are the verification team is there, right? So while developing the verification IP, we don't have to merge that things. We don't have to incorporate all the members of the verification team and as well as in the design team in the same meetings. Okay, otherwise it may possible that, as we have discussed earlier, that some issues it cannot be concluded over there, right? Obviously, another thing for the homegrown VIP, when it comes to that extent that support is required for from the verification team. Okay, so whether we have a proper time to verify our end product, or we can go for that buying the building the homegrown VIP, and we can use that same for our end product. Okay, so support needed is on time, stable and true one is there or not. If we are using the homegrown VIP, it's not tested at all, right? It's our product is the first thing that is verifying that verification IP. If we are gonna work on the third party things, right? It may be possible that it is used widely over the some other clients as well. It is proven. Okay, so we can think about that as well, that it's a stable one and proven one, so that we can straight away buy it and use it for our product to verify it, right? So whether it's a stable and proven or not, yeah, it depends on that protocol as well. So if we are thinking about the current market protocols, that new protocols are coming nowadays, right? So it may be possible that verification IP is not available in the market. So obviously we have to, the same time when the specifications come, the VIP vendors, they start developing the verification IP, right? So at that time it's not possible to buy the verification IP. Whether if we want to bid the time to market, then we obviously have to make our some kind of BFM or verification IP for that to verify our end product, right? But if it's a stable one, it's using from since a lot of time, maybe past few years, right? At that time we can think that if we are going to use this protocol, which is already there in the market since 5-10 years, right? So we can straight away buy that verification IP because it's available in the market. Yeah, compliance check support. Obviously the third party VIP comes with the compliance check support, and it is the mandatory thing that each of the specific product has to be complied with the compliance specification or not, right? So is to migrate future updates. Yeah, it may be possible that the future versions of our RTL, we are adding some features, we are adding some new things onto that feature, right? So we have to ask the verification IP vendors that we need some of these features. It comes with the cost, right? So our product may have increased the cost, whatever that we have decided before the starting this project, right? So it may increase for that our future versions of that IP requires the support from the verification team. If it's a homegrown VIP, then we don't have to think about the cost as well, right? Because it's our own thing, so that we can implement it and use it straight away. The simulation time, yeah, obviously that at some point after the verification and all, right? So we have to further move to the emulation thing and all, right? So at that time we require the transactors and all, and that transaction the third party VIP vendors they can provide, but for us it's we have to create it on, right? So it comes with the cost only. If we are using third party VIPs, then we have to buy that thing and the transactors and all. So then yeah, that thing that we discussed earlier that required methodology and simulator support. It is possible that if we are see, there are so many vendors who are providing the VIP as well as the simulators, right? Like the Cadence, Synopsys and all, right? So if we are using the Cadence licenses for the simulation order, and we are using the Synopsys VIP, okay, so it may be possible that these things are not compliable and they may have some tool issue or whatever the thing, right? So we have to spend a lot of time on finding these issues and root causes for that, why it has happened. Okay, so it is better to have whatever the tools we are using, okay, so that whatever the verification IP we are buying, it is compatible with that verification, with that simulator or not. It is verified using that simulator or not, whether that VIP is used by that simulator or not, right? So we have to think about that thing as well. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, then go ahead, ask that.
Okay, thank you, Ankit.
Thanks a lot.